What's up, everybody? My name is Jizzy. You ever wonder about the music industry and the corporate greed, everything that goes on that everybody talks about? But yet their fathers are third in line at companies like AT&T and Mr. Red Show. You ever wonder about the fraudulence? Do you think that these frauds should be shown a lesson in humility? All for self-gain and profit. All the shills and grifters on YouTube. You wanna know who I am? My name is Chip Boy. They call me Jizzy. Some of my friends call me Smiley. Some of them call me Jit. I'm an actual signed artist on Atlantic Records for over 40 years. 40 years. And I write for some of the biggest celebrities on the planet. On the planet. I am real. I am also the one that exposes the truth. I'm the one that's gonna show you where the paperwork lies. I'm not gonna show you some phony letterhead that vendors suing everybody when they're not suing people. All for clicks on YouTube. We need a YouTube purge. We need to get rid of all the shills, the grifters, all the liars and BS people. Rick Field never made it in the music industry. His band failed. His management company failed. His record label failed. He got a viral hit off his kid's vocal, which got him into repenting and display. Not the other way around. Rhett Scholl's dad's number 3 at AT&T. He wants to talk about corporate greed and BS while Big Jick Music sits in his mama's basement crying about Fender, and he's doing the big word M. We'll just say Method Man. You can take from what you want from that. But there's a lot of people that don't want to work and do it the right way. And then they let the fame from social media get to their heads when what? You're not famous. You're famous as an influencer, not a real guitar player. Until you have number ones with hit albums like me, you ain't nobody in the music industry. You ain't nobody in the music industry. You're a social media influencer, and a lot of people want to be famous, and they use it in the wrong way and the wrong idea. I'm here to expose those people. If you want to tune in tonight, Jizzy Live, 80 p.m. Eastern. And I answer as much as I can legally as far as what I've done and what these people are doing. Come join the cause, the crusade for truth in the music industry. Let's expose the YouTube fraud. And we can do it together. Peace out. What's up, everybody? My name is Jizzy. corporate greed, everything that goes on that everybody talks about. But yet their fathers are third in line at companies like AT&T and Mr. Red Shaw. You ever wonder about the fraudulence? Do you think that these frauds should be shown a lesson in humility?
A little early.
All for self-gain and profit.
You like the song?
Shills and grifters on YouTube.
You guys like the song? That is actually, I'll tell you how I did that. Can you guys hear me? Check, check. Oh yeah, I'm redlining there. That's actually one of my videos put into AI, turned into a song. That's my riff, my licks, my voice, my video, put into AI as a song. On the social media! Yep, it's AI. Kinda. But it's actually done by me. It's all my words. It's me talking. It's my voice. It's pretty fucking cool, ain't it? So what I did, oh, I'm redlining. Check. So what I was trying to do was to see how Rachel actually did this, and you can. And then I saw that if you tag the video with no remix, it's not allowed. But if you untag that while you're loading, you're able to do all kinds of shit. So I'm able to take a video and turn my video into a song. I'm able to take an old video, put it in an AI, like a movie maker AI, and do a whole fucking redo my whole video. Oh, you just shared it? Thanks, brother. Yeah, I know I'm on a little early. I got ready a little early. I'll show you what the riff. It's real easy. It's fun to play along with. It's just an E with a D. You can play single notes. However you want to play that. So it's only 3 chords. So that's how easy you can take something, 3 chords, and turn it into a cool song like that. It's amazing. Yeah. It sounds like Brad Divins? Really? It's like my falsetto voice. Give me all you want! You know. I'm a social media star! It's me in the background screaming like that. Yeah. PV should come out and fucking take the hold of the reins. You getting your cocktails ready? All right, Adam. PV Gravity. Hey, man, everyone's going digital. John Mayer's been digital. Let me tell you, there's so many people that's been digital. It's like, again, Carlos Santana took a money grab on a signature guitar with PRS. He doesn't love them. He uses his Fenders in the studio. No PRS on the records. Everybody is lying to everybody. That's why I did that for you guys. Now we're gonna load as we get into it, like towards somewhere in the middle. I'll do a track, that drum loop track, and we'll put a bass line, maybe an acoustic guitar and a guitar down, and then we'll do like a quick simple track. So my guitar sounds a little different. It's close, but you can hear there is a difference in my tone. So as I start to run tracks and do different things going into the recorder, it's set up a little different. Does anyone actually like their own stuff? What's my favorite 80s hard rock bands? The ones that I played with. Except for Expose. I'm kind of embarrassed with that. I don't know. I loved 80s bands. Man, I love them all. From Thompson Twins and Genesis all the way to Judas Priest to Halen to Firehouse, Rat. I love them all. I just love music. I'm not a snob. I love all kinds of music. I like hip hop, as obviously with that track it's Kid Rockish. You know, I like everything from Kid Rock and Godsmack to King Diamond all the way to, friends bands like Sabotage to some of the bands I played with, the Rat, the Quiet Riot bands, all those bands. I just love music. Everyone should jump to PV. Yeah, I mean, again, these NOS guitars, these PV NOS guitars, these HP2s are hand custom made in the Czech Republic. Those are the guys that are making violins and cellos for hundreds of years. That's a phenomenal guitar. I actually bought two more. They're on their way. I can't help myself. Can't help myself. So there you go. Yeah, I love PV. Think about how historic PV has been with Van Halen. I mean, the Wolfgang PV Wolfgang was one of the biggest selling guitars of all time. The PV 5150 is one of the most sought after amps. I mean, even though it's Eddie Van Halen, it's still PV that led the way for one of the most sensational, unique guitar players in rock in a long time. They really pushed the envelope. What's up, Stevie? Yeah, the 600505 is great too. Yeah, you love freestyle? So I created Expose, the dance band, with Luis Martinez. Martino. But I got to tell you some great stories because I told them earlier. But I have a new one, a new great story. So I was out running errands today, right? And my kid calls me. Hey, Dad, guess what I found? He went to the mall to find a backpack for his next year for school. Um, by the way, I got another story that just reminded me. And he goes into GameStop and he finds PlayStation 1. I have an original PlayStation with two controllers. So I ran out to a thrift store and bought a small monitor because it had the yellow, red, and white plug-ins, which the new TVs don't have. So I actually bought a monitor and we hooked it up and they got it running and we got Tiger Woods and we got old Pac-Man going. So, oh, you have a PV XXL 212? Disregard that. So I actually have an old. Yeah, Gigi Love Rock. You have to explain what the expose thing or so. Yeah, Expose was my band. I started that. So what I did is I bought a little monitor so we could take it with us on trips, me and the kid, or like in the, you know, the mobile. So there you go. That was funny. Got it hooked up, and he's like, "Dad, this is so cool! Oh my god! Oh my god!" He's got his friends on his phones, like live chatting with him while he's playing. It's great. Yeah, PV should. You know what? PV makes some really good kind of strats and stuff. Like the PV that even Carvin, the TL60 Telly was fucking unbelievable. But you got so I was out doing that and stuff, and I was talking to my buddy Amir, and Amir was I was telling him so I there's a couple things that I grew up doing, piano and guitar and all that. Martial arts was another, and golf was another. My cousin is Michael Meehan. He plays on the senior tour, and I got to play. I did the long drive events while I was playing with Expose. I would do the ESPN long drive stuff. I was actually on ESPN doing the long drive. My golf game wasn't so good back then, but because I wasn't playing a lot, but I could still hit the ball. Between the martial arts and the double jointed stuff, I could whack a ball. Plus, I was a big guy. But it was funny because when I came home one time, my dad was the when he retired from the police department, he went to Marjorie Stoneman Douglas where they had the big shooting. And what happened was Reggie was there, and he ran the Honda Classic. So I went to the dinners with all the big manufacturer guys, and they're all old. So I said to Reggie, "What? These guys are getting trashed." This was like a Tuesday night. I go, "Sometimes they get so trashed they can't play." He goes, What are you asking me?" I said, tomorrow is when these manufacturers have their own little tournament thing with the celebrities. They do a ball to air, and they have a number at the table, and it's random. So the table I was at got Davis Love Jr. And I said, do they get so trash? Because some of them are like 70 something years old. These are like the big wigs of Honda. He's like, yeah. He's like, just bring your clubs. And my dad's like, what are you doing? So I went out. I brought my clubs, and my buddy Mark that plays with me in another band, he actually caddied for me. And because I hit a golf ball far, I get on the first tee, and I always played Heron Bay. I whacked the fucking golf ball, and the hole's like maybe 425 the first hole. And I teed off where Davis Love was playing, and he goes, what are you doing? I go, don't worry, I'm a scratch golfer. And I hit my ball, and then we walk up to the balls, and I'm standing there for like a minute or two, and then Davis looks at me annoyed and goes, are you going to hit your fucking ball? I go, that's not my ball, that's yours. And he turned to his caddy. He goes, and the guy shakes his head, and he goes, where's his ball? He goes, up there. And it was probably 50 yards in front. What's up, Jupe? And he was so fucking mad. It was unbelievable. But it reminds me of the ego in music as well. It carries over from all genres, from golf to music. People just can't be normal and accept it if somebody's better than you. I say it all the time. There's probably guys in here or girls that probably can fucking outplay me all the time. I just got lucky. It's by the numbers. You get lucky. But it was funny. Now I'm starting to see a lot of the social media guys are backing out. Like Philip McKnight and some of these guys are trying to get out of some of the stuff. The solo guitar guy is talking about Retchel being a trust fund baby. We're making a dent in the industry. People aren't liking it, and pretty soon they're going to start making videos about me, even though they don't want to. But I'm going to push as hard as I can to get a lot of these people exposed. I'm going to push really hard to expose a lot of people. That's my goal. To give you guys lessons and insight and to push on people. I was watching the Jackass guys on YouTube, and they asked them, what were some of the best guys you met and some of the worst guys? And one of them said The Situation. And do you remember Jersey Shores? This guy, The Situation, ended up in jail or prison for 8 months for tax evasion. And they said he was like really arrogant, and he was like a fad. I start to think about how MTV erased the video market and started to get into advertising and saw the future of millions of dollars by creating these false sense of social media guys with these bullshit channels, Pregnant Teen and Jersey Shore. That was the beginning of social media, believe it or not. And that's what is fucking up everything. From that point on, with the bullshit lies and who they are and how big their heads have gotten and who they think they are, it's unbelievable how bad it has become. And then you get all these, like, I've met Instagram models and other people, and they have hard time with people just accepting them for being models, and they make rude comments. The hobnobs or knob hob, the teenage group, adults saying stuff to the 15-year-olds. It's uncalled for. And I always say this, no matter what you do in life, people that talk about you and bash you without having facts are the people that are jealous of what you are and what you've done. Remember that. Because it's a fact. It's the truth. Again, this song here, It's not an incredibly written song. It's three notes.
What's up, everybody? My name is Jizzy. You ever wonder about the music industry and the corporate greed, everything that
It's
goes
that
on that
easy
everybody talks about?
to make a cool song. You don't have to be an extremely
But
gifted
yet they're
guitar
fun.
player. You don't have to be an Ingve. You don't have to be an Andy Wood. You don't have to be me. You don't have. You be you and do you. I'm here to tell you that you're able to do this and do stuff like this. All you need is the right gear and put some time and effort into it. There's no reason that anyone on this channel cannot do what I just did. It's three notes. And if you wanted to play around that, you're in. It's that easy. So let's go. Let me load the other one while I read some of the comments. Menu. So we're gonna go to yes song. We're gonna load back. Let's see. I just gotta find it. Let me see what we got. So let me see. Now I gotta find me. Let's find. We'll record over the drum. So we're gonna re-record over that. We're gonna do a. I'm gonna show you guys how you can take three notes, maybe even a drone note with a couple chords, and turn that drum loop into a song. We'll do that. I'll do a bass into there. We'll do maybe I'll do an acoustic guitar with like where I'm playing just one chord and picking it through to give it some ambience, and then you can do that. What's up, Cosmic in the house? It's a catchy tune. Yeah, again, it's all about what people want to hear. You have to write stuff what people want to hear. I know there's a lot of people upset with social media, and we can actually expose it for what it is. The shills, the grifters, people that want to work, the TikTok, the Instagrams, everything that leads. Now, like I met an Instagram model, and what she told me, I asked her straight up, "Do you do OnlyFans?" She said no. So she's doing it the right way. She's not trying to hook people off of Instagram and pull them into OnlyFans. That's great. That's respectful. It's kind of like these grifters. They try to hook you on these guitars and musical instruments, and they try to sucker you into buying them. Now, I've posted on many channels the stats and the facts after they say, there's nothing you can do on my channel to make me, like scar my guitar. So I copy and I post. I go, well, what about this? No answer, probably deleted the comment. Because they know that they're lying to the people, or they would answer. Yeah. It drives that song drives the punk. Yeah, so you can write about realism. You can be real and truthful. Now, like Jerry asked me, he said, "Are you going to get in trouble for that song?" I said, "No. I could talk about Rhett Scholl. He's a public media person. His dad, I don't mention his name in the song, but he is third at AT&T, and you can look him up. Third executive, whatever said when I looked him up. It's all public knowledge. Everything they say on here, you can put and you can factually document it and then find them. Like, like Zim's guitars. He's got a Philip McKnight guitar and it's on consignment. Why? like that makes no sense to me as a guitar player who sells gear. By the way, the other story is I don't know if it's Zach, but he's on my Reverb channel. Now, Reverb didn't take too kindly to that, and I actually chatted to somebody live. And if that's him, they're reporting that channel to the FBI so that they can investigate it and get the IP address to see if that's Zach. So I have to wait in my emails to see if the FBI contacts me back, and they go, "That is Zach. What do you want to do?" I will press charges. That will be an 8-year minimum mandatory sentence. I'll put him in prison. Because I'm just tired of people. I've tried to give them breaks and let them go. Like Zach's been on the channel. I never blocked him. He can do whatever he wants. You know what I mean? But I'm trying not to be a jerk about it. But if you're following me on my Reverb and give me a hard time about a 68, 69 Les Paul that I'm selling, then I have an issue with you, especially when I give you all the facts and the stats. You guys know how I am, and I give them everything. I said, listen, you can't go by serial numbers. You have to go by pickups and parts and the volume pots and the numbers on that. Yeah, he's trying to push those Chill Cat guitars. Now, the same thing with Chill Cat. Here, let's look it up. Because I just looked it up for me. Let's see. Too many drinks for the night. We'll put that down there. Let's take a look at Chill Cat guitars real quick. When did I start playing guitar? A long time ago. Probably 5th grade. I'm 60. So there was many grades before. A long, long time ago. And there's other stuff. We'll get into some of that. So Chill Cat guitar quality control issues, because that's his big thing. And then last night I met a guitar builder out of Canada, Machin Guitars, another builder. Let's see, quality control issues. Again, like I said, if you're playing guitars, Chill Cat guitars known for budget Les Paul style replicas have mixed reviews regarding quality control. Common quality control issues: hardware, electronics, cosmetics, and finish setup issues. So as much as he wants to cry about Les Paul, it's all documented right there in black and white for you guys. See? So why isn't he talking about that? Because if he does, he's fired and no longer getting a affiliate sale for that. Now, again, some of you guys have seen me play, some of you guys haven't. So if I'm doing that kind of stuff, it's great. But that's good to have as a tool in the bag. Is great, but that's not going to get you anywhere. It's the songwriting aspect. 2 chords, 3 chords, AC/DC to pop songs. That's what's going to make you the money. What did you say? You mean how many grown men would make a whole channel based on making negative comments about me? Yeah, like Zach. He's got like 79, 80 videos, and 70 of them are about me. It's like, dude, grow the fuck up already. You know what I mean? You look like a boy, you act like a boy, you talk like a boy, but at some point you're gonna have to grow the fuck up and move on and take your anger out somewhere else. But at the same time, better he takes his anger out at me instead of beating his partner, whether it be a man or a woman. You know what I mean? But that's the kind of person he is. He holds in frustration and anger, and then he breaks. That's how a lot of people are. But you know what I mean? But I hope he seeks help, and I hope he gets help. That's what I wanted for Tom to do, and Tom has been great. I got to give Tom a lot of props. Tom is actually fucking grown up. So maybe I'll make amends with him somewhere down the line. I don't know. But he's still going to have to prove himself. Now, there's nothing wrong with guitars from Canada, from China, as long as it's like social media. If you do it the right way and you promote guitars the right way and they're licensed to go through quality control the right way instead of it being a money grab, I'm okay with that. But once Carlos Santana started doing the money grab to play PRS, when he won't put a PRS on a record, that tells me a lot about him as a person. Now, God bless him, all for the money, and that's what he wants to do. But I also respect him for telling everybody, I don't use PRS on the records. Why? They're not as good. I like the growl of a Fender. And kudos to him for being honest about that. You know what I mean? And he's vocal about it. That's all you got to be. You got to be honest. You had the Jackson Custom Randy Rhoads 3 with one pub. Those are great guitars. Yeah. Again, you know. Oh, by the way, if you guys like, I know a lot of you guys like this guitar right here. Guitar Center in Coconut Creek just took one in today. They said we got another Charvel, and I looked at it. Was this guitar? So call if you're interested in this. I don't know what they're selling it for. I'm gonna guess $750. They have this guitar, and there's two versions of this. The good one is the one with the toggle. That's the one they got. Now the neck is a little lighter in color than mine, but it is. I played it. It plays well. And I went and put money down on the other Jackson today that I bought there. It's a single with two singles and a humbucker. And that will, I get that in like probably around 28 days or whatever it is. Yeah, it's not about fancy guitar aerobics. Because, I mean, Gigi Love Rock, I can't see it, but are you a girl? I'm going to guess you're a girl, right? Are you still on here, Gigi? Now, do you play? Let's get a girl's opinion that's into guitars. I'm going to say she's a girl. Just by the name Gigi. That's a great name, by the way. If you could keep two guitars out of my collection, which two would I take? Man. My purple Strat and probably my white Les Paul. Out of all my collection, yeah. My purple Strat and my white Les Paul. Those have been with me for a long time. And I hope out of all the guitars that my son keeps, because I don't expect him to keep all this or what's in the warehouse or the cars or anything. I don't expect him to keep everything. So Gigi, you play guitar, right? Are you a beginner or advanced? Like, what would you say? Oh, you play bass? So let me ask you something. Do you play out? Are you in a cover band or anything, or an original band? Yeah, I think so. Two great choices. Yeah, for sure. I mean, there's a lot of guitars I would love to bring with me, but those two have been with me only because they're sentimental value for me. Do you play bass in original bands or cover bands? I'm curious about this because she plays bass, so she's a musician. I don't know how good she is, but um, like for me, even though Satriani and Vi are great guitar players, I don't like instrumentals, but for the jazz part. You know what I mean? I love a great fucking song. So my question to Gigi would be, I know this is impressive too, but what's more impressive as somebody beginning? Playing like, if I'm able to do something like that on the spot. What's more impressive? Being able to come up with a really cool song or being able to shred for you? Obviously, you're going to learn, so you're going to build your technique. But what are your goals as a beginner bass player? To come up with really cool songs? And let me see, I'm going to actually, while we do this, I'm going to go back and I'm going to erase this track. So I'm actually recording right now. We're going to erase the drone note. So I'm not going to turn up because we're going to erase the drone note track. That way it doesn't mess with me if I'm recording. And the drum track's in there. Let's see. So we're going to put a bass part to this, and we're going to put a guitar part in there. And then we're going to look. So let me ask everybody in the chat, because I'm going to let you decide what you want me to do. I'm not just going to do what I can do. What, based on that drum loop, you want the instrumental kind of Satriani thing? Or do you want like more of a rock kind of vibe that you could jam along with? Like, do you want a 3-note bass progression? Do you want something basic or something hard to follow? Shred, Gigi, shred. You're funny, Funky. So what I mean by this is I could take my minor chords out of G major. Anthem rock. Okay, we'll do like an anthem rock kind of thing, because what eventually I'm going to do for the track is I'll take all the lead part stuff off of it, and I'll do the bass, the rhythm guitar, and the drum track, and I'll do a separate video on that so you can play along with it. Like 17 by Winger. That's a little complicated. That's a great song, though. Today's Tom Sawyer. He gets high on you, and a Spacey and V gets by on you. That's a great song. Do I remember that? chunky. You want chunky chords. So, like, do you want something that you can play? Oh yeah, yeah, that's a Red Beach riff. Red Beach is an amazing guitar player. He lived by me. He. So if you guys don't know, Red Beach and Oni Logan from Lynch Mob, the singer, they worked together. They used to paint for a painting company. Let's see, can we let it diminish? We'll figure something out. We'll figure something out. Maybe on the winger kind of side. Maybe we'll do something like that, and we'll do something. So let's see. Did that come out? Let's see. Oh, shit. It recorded me from before. Let me erase that. So we're going to go... Actually, let me go back and erase that. It erased me when I was playing. Put that in there. Sounds like Lynch. Yeah, we'll find something. I'll keep thinking while we're talking, and then come up with some F sharp AE. F sharp AE. Man, you want to fuck everybody up, don't you? See, now that's gonna record me. Let's see. F sharp. Let's see. Maybe do something like that. That'll be a little hard to solo over. Yeah, that's a Gus G. Jackson in that little clip I posted. Yeah, the reactor amp. Yeah, the reactor amp. I played through one. Now a lot of the guys that are demoing the reactor amp have a lot of bass. They got it at noon. But let me explain something. So I went back to buy the 100 watt today, and it was gone. They got them in 2 days ago. The reason why the 100 watt everyone wants that is because you can do a line out as well as an extension cab at the same time, which is really cool. The only thing that I don't like about that is you have to buy the pedals separate, and I don't know how much that is. And unlike, you guys probably had heard a lot of stories too about drinking and drugs in the studios. That did go on, but when you were recording and your parts came up, you didn't drink and do drugs because it would fuck up your timing. Just so you guys know. The other guys, that when they were doing drugs and drinking in the studio, most of the time they were already done with their parts or their parts weren't coming up yet. So, like, always when I was in the studio, the drum track was first, then the bass track. And the funny part is when I play with local guys that aren't on a national level, like a Patrick or that kind of level, they don't they can't play an original counting it out as a drummer or a bass player. And that's really bad because when you're in the studio and you have to be really efficient, you want to be able to do that. So let me record that over. You have to be efficient. You have to be able to count your parts out. Just so you know. That's a that's like a no. Sounds really good. So I see a lot of new people in here. Like Gigi's new. There was another guy in here. Kotzen's great. Yeah, Richie Kotzen's an awesome guitar player. See, there's another guy right there. Uh, Richie Kotzen. I don't like him as a person, but he's an immensely talented guy. He plays piano, he sings, plays guitar, bass, and writes. The low end is perfect. Yeah. Oh, you're just hanging out now? Yeah. So like for you, most of you guys, like I have me record. I'm recording over that track now, so because I ended up playing while it was recording, so I put a part in there. I'm gonna erase that. So we're gonna re-erase the track. Macaulay Shanker. Oh yeah. I seen them like 5 or 6 times. Jeff Pilson was in the band. So my buddy Kevin Lyson, who actually is at Marquee, he gives lessons. So I'll tell you another funny story. There's a guy named Kevin Lyson. You guys never heard of him. He's the guy that every fucking band wanted. Every band. When I tell you this fucking guy was the king of fucking guitar, I've never seen anybody play guitar better than Kevin Lyson in my life. He just had a mental issue and could not. No, like everybody wanted him, but he couldn't play with people. Jeff Pilson's one of his best friends, and Kevin does a lot of session work, and he works at Marquee, which Terry and the drum tech from Shinedown down the street own. And when I was in like middle school, he was in high school. He was a little older than me, and I went to all the talent shows. And this guy was so fucking good. So when I saw it was called Macaulay Shanker, they did an acoustic set at a place called Summers on the Beach, and Kevin was there. And Kevin said, "Hey, do you want to come back? I'm friends with Jeff," and Jeff was with Dawkins and stuff. So I went back there and I got to meet Michael Shanker. I don't. He's an idol of mine. I'm a huge Michael Shanker fan. UFO, Scorpions, all that. He is a very odd person. Now Macaulay was fucking gracious, and so was Jeff Pilson. And when I met Jeff, um, I met him later on after Eddie Law and Anthony ended up living with Oni in an apartment when Oni was doing the first Lynch Mob album. And Jeff was always around. Jason Becker, yeah. Yeah, Michael Schenker was. I did the cocked wallet and everything. I tried to play. So, like, when you hear me, because Michael had a great groove to him. So, like, when I play, that was one of the things, like the old UFO and Scorpion. Am I recording? Yeah. But that's way over. So that's, that kind of stuff. I watch Michael play a lot of inverted chords. Do this too. He did a lot of cool chord work, like Michael did. Hey, what's up, Michael? Hey, Michael, you got to resend that original. I got the one with the band, but I didn't get the original thing you were talking about. You know, so yeah, George can shred. George has all that stuff down. George has all that cool shit down. Yeah, Buckethead's another great guitar player. I got to meet him when Paul was giving him lessons at a GIT. Desert Song, yeah, that's a great song. Sean Lane, yeah. I got to play with Sean. Sean's an incredibly gifted guitar player. So like Sean would show me licks. Like Sean, this is a Sean Lane lick. I do it different. I do it. He does it in fives. Let me think how he does it. Sean does it like that, but at lightning speed. I can't even do it. But he also showed me this one. That's Sean Lane. You know. And that's where I got this kind of stuff. That's my version, but that's Sean. Now my hands are tired, but yeah, that's all Sean Lane. Bullet Boys, of course. Smooth up in you. Yeah, that's a catchy band too. What's up, Tony? What's up, mate? Man, I suck at an Australian accent. What would they do if I came over there and, what's up, mate? You know who sounds like he's Australian is Jason Bonham. Like, whenever I'm talking with him, what's up, mate? Because he's English, but he's got that, the inflections in his voice. Bruh. There's Sea-Dog. Bro. What's up, Zach? You back for more? Should I play that for you? You want some rat? Familiar Sprint? A B8 song? What Charvel? Oh, the one I'm playing? No, that's a. I don't know what year that is. I did a trade with a gentleman, but I have like this is a Jackson. This is a Jackson. This is Charvel. That's a Charvel. Do I have any other Charvels in here? No, I got one on order. I have like lots of guitars, like Ibanez's. There's probably like 30 guitars in here. There's Gretches, there's Schecters, there's Les Pauls, PRS's, Jackson. What's that over there? Oh, that's the Fender Telly. There's more Ibanez's, Ibanez. That's a Squire. There's a Fender down here. That's the 90s USA Prodigy one. I know Fur Dog loves this guitar. Good old Fur Dog. And let's get the Extreme, the Bill Lawrence pickup. So let's see. Badlands? Fuck yeah. I love Jakey Lee. Even though he's got a bad habit. He got shot over it. I love Jakey Yeah. I love a lot of that stuff. You know, and I get to play with some of these guys. You know, like I play with Dave Spitz. You know, playing Maiden, Black Sabbath. That's good stuff. You know? Doing all that kind of stuff. It's fun to play with those guys. That's an original Bill Lawrence. Nah, it's fucking hot as fuck, bro. I went outside today. I thought I was gonna die. I wanted to get in the hose. Like it would. My neighbors wouldn't have liked it, but it would have looked like a Playboy photo shoot with the water, with the hair. Let's see. Let's see if I could come up with a rhythm for this thing. Rewind. Let's see. So you guys want something kind of heavy. Should we do an intro? Let's see. Let's record something. I don't have no click on though, so I gotta kind of guess. Let's say we use that. That's 1:30. Should we see how it sounds? I don't know if I like that. Oh, I love rose petals. We could probably work with that. How bad is it? Loop it, shred it for Gigi. Let's see. I'm gonna play this again. Let me find a patch real quick. What is all these good games? do it the easier way. Let's see. Let's record. We'll select this, record, take that off. Why is that something weird? Let's try this channel. Are my batteries dead? I bet my battery's dead. Oh no. My battery's dead. You gotta be shitting me. Let me check. We'll check. Let's see if the battery's dead. Yeah. Shit, my battery's dead. Unbelievable. Well, so much for the base. It's an active base. I must have left it plugged in too long. Let's see. So, so this is what you run into in this. Do it another way. I want to record there. Let's see. Okay. I have to set the level. Now, why did that cut off? rewind. There you go. Let's see. So we could use that real quick. So let's see. That play So if I was trying to work the lead for this, see if I can get this up. Let's say I'm doing this on a different channel. Like even if you started out, so you got this, you got your flat 5 in there. So like you could add something like that easy. And if you listen to it, you gotta catch it on the fifth. Something like that, but like if you listen to that actually becomes too busy. So like if you're doing a rhythm side of this, you like on a lead, you would do more of just one chord. So like if I do, let me go back to here. Let's go back here and record there. And we're going to fast forward it a little bit. And I'll show you what I mean. Because what happens is when you have chords that are too busy. So let's punch it in right there. We're going to do here. Something like that, it's going to be easier to solo over. Let's see if we can find it now. Let's see. I was around 2 minutes. It's really hard to show and record. Let's see where it's at. This is so that but see what I mean? So when you're playing, you could hear the difference between one or two notes versus a bunch of chords with a bunch of little things in there. Let me see if I could rewind it a little bit. I didn't rewind it long enough. Let's see if we can rewind it farther. So like if you that's an E. So you see how that would fit better if you were playing something like that over one or two chords where it's more basic. Where as opposed to. So when you're writing, you want to have stuff geared towards the way you're going to play and approach the solo. So like if you're doing the solo stuff, and that would be kind of like the solo, kind of a pattern for that. Because again, and if you get, let's see if I went too far. Let's see if I can fast forward it. The problem is if you start to get like too busy when you solo. Let's see if I can find it again. I should set the points. You could set points on here and then just see when there's nothing there, you can. Too busy. See what I'm saying? If you're doing a lot of runs, it becomes there becomes an issue. That's why it sounds better when you're playing like a lot of those notes like, because the movement is more with the chord and the actual drum rhythm as opposed to. So that I hope that kind of helps you in actually putting parts together. And this isn't like a master class on anything. I'm just showing you how you can record a part. But if you use a certain rhythm, it's not going to work for the lead. You know what I mean? So that's why when you hear Tony McAlpine and Steve Vai and a lot of these guys over the solo sections, and Gigi will probably start to hear this. They'll use those chords at the end of an 8 just for the break. and then they might modulate it up to change the lead or something, to an A. That's kind of how that works, and a lot of people don't understand like the parts of the soloing, because a lot of people will solo over a lot of different parts, and it doesn't work. You know what I mean? So like here, let's go back to the song I did. Can I get out of there? Let's see. Take the record off menu. Let's see. Load. Yes. Let's go to this one. Yes. We'll load the song that I did earlier. Now watch. You're not going to be able to solo over this because of the vocal. You can. Let's see. Now let me see if I can.
What's up, everybody? My name is Jizzy.
You're gonna have to look at certain notes.
All for self-gain and profit. All the shills and grifters on YouTube. You wanna My name is Chip Boy. They call me Jizzy, some of my friends call me Smiley. Some of them call me Jit, I'm an actual signed artist on Atlantic Records for over 40 years, and I write for some of the biggest celebrities on the planet, I am real, I am also the one that exposes the truth. I'm the
You
one
see
that's
how you have to stay in certain positions for that? It's because the way that the movement of the drums and the way that the vocal rhythm is, you're very limited into what you can play, or it doesn't sound good. Even some of the stuff that I just did off the cuff really didn't sound good. It was better than most people because of the ear, because they don't understand that. But there's a lot that goes into that sound of where and when not to play. So like if I was playing scales over this, just scale runs fast or the string skipping.
What's up, everybody? My name is Jizzy.
That doesn't sound good to me, because it's too much. It's like overkill and doesn't match what the song does. So like if I was to actually, if I was to put a lead in the beginning.
What's up, everybody? My name is Jizzy.
It would be more along the lines like that, because you got to play to what fits the actual track. You can't just showboat. You could either take away or you can add. So I hope that helps a lot of people in listening to like how I would approach that. The same thing with when I'm gonna have to go out with Dave and play the Sabbath stuff. I play Sabbath, but I'm not Tony Iommi, and I don't play pentatonics the way that Tony Iommi plays. But I'm going to have to play with the bass player who's used to listening to Tony Iommi. You know what I mean? Firecrackers. Listen to that. Oh, me? Like a Warren DeMartini? Yeah, I mean, there's all kinds of stuff, that you can sound like, oh, it didn't sound bad to you? It sounds bad to me. Like some of the stuff I was doing. It just did. But again, now if I do that stuff on my own, with no music dictating the outside influence, that's going to sound okay. If I do... that's going to sound great. But, to put it with a rhythm... Like, and here's the other thing. Listen to the rhythm.
But yet their fathers are third in line in companies like AT&T and Mr. Red Shaw. You ever wonder about the fraudulence? Do you think that these frauds should be shown a lesson in humility? All for self-gain and profit. All the shills and grifters on YouTube. You wouldn't know.
So that's another way to approach it like that, where you're timing it after with the vocal. So you're not really you're playing along with the rhythm, but you're listening to the vocal when it starts and stops. You know what I'm saying? So that's another way to approach that, which would probably be the best way. Yeah, you got to serve the song. So that right there, because I was playing off the vocals, probably sounded the best. And that's what you got to figure out. Do I play off the vocal? Do I play off the drummer? Do I play off the bass player? What do I do? Oh, you did 2 lives today, Mechanic? That's crazy, bro. Man, that's insane. What are we at? 40, 42? I can't see. I'm blind as a bat. I'd like to get, like I see some of these. Here's what I don't understand, too. Like, I see some big channels, like with 50,000 subs, and they only get like 50, 60 people, up to 80 people watching. I'm like, why don't they watch them more? Yeah, serve the song for sure. And the same with the bass. Gigi, once you start playing with a lot of people, you're gonna find who you groove with a drummer and stuff, and you're gonna play in the pocket with the drummer. Some drummers drive the band, some sit right on top of the beat, and some play behind the beat. I like a drummer that drives the beat. He's on top pushing. I like a drummer that pushes a little bit. Yeah. Play off the drummer, yeah. For you, that would be good, because now you got a rhythm section that's tight playing off the drummer, and I would play off the singer, and it would sound great. So there's a lot of ways to go about creating music and adding solos or not. Like for me, there's no solo in the song. You know what I mean? Because it's not called for. It sounds great without anything, to me.
What's up, everybody? My name is Jizzy.
Got a better groove.
You ever wonder about the music industry and the corporate greed, everything that goes on that everybody...
It's not even necessary. Brad Divins of Wrathchild. That's another great band. I forgot about Wrathchild. Yeah, you got to use your ear. So again, like where it sounds good to some people, it doesn't sound good to me. It sounded better with me playing off the vocals when he starts and stops because I could fit the stuff in between, and he's getting a rest, so I get a chance to let him breathe, and go back, which it's actually me, but it's the AI kind of me. But yeah, that's a great way to look at everything as far as putting stuff together. Now, if it was a pop song, it'd be totally different. Kicks, yeah, Kicks is great. That's when I've talked about Kicks before. One of the best live sounding bands you'll ever hear was Kicks. Like I couldn't believe how good they sounded live. You know what? I don't know what it was, how they were able. They just had an incredible sound, man. And I don't know if it was the board, the speakers. I used to try to sneak and see what they were using, because Kicks sounded unbelievable. Like live, they were really, really good. The sound of them. Bang Tango was another one that sounded really good live. Yeah, none of the seven. Now, see, I could throw D major. So here's the cool part about that, because it's in E, right? So when you start looking and you add the B minor, am I in here? There's my B position, right? Here's the E. So that note's in there. If I add that note, there's the 7. And I did that same pattern off D major. It ties into the E minor. Which is weird because you wouldn't think it would work that way, but it does. So that's a crazy way that it ties in. And then you got your blues note in there. Which is your flat 5. So I mean, there's different ways to look at that. So there's a whole bunch of stuff in there that goes around that you have to kind of look at, and that you could use to your advantage. Now the flat 5 is a great thing, but is it great all the time? It just depends. You know what I mean? Flat 5 doesn't mean anything unless it's used right, or a flat 7. If you have your 7 in there. Like, I don't like to use the flat 7 unless I use my flat 5. I think they should go together. I like the sound of that. So there's a lot of stuff that you can use, but sometimes you have to use a flat 7 with the flat 5 to make it sound good, depending on the situation. Everything is about situation. So, like, when you start breaking down guitar or playing in a band, start thinking about situations. What's my situation? Is there going to be a consequence by me adding this or taking this out? What is the consequence of my part of breaking down the guitar part? Or what is my consequence if I take out the closed hi-hat? What's the consequence if I play staccato on the bass or I open it up? there's always a consequence. Do you lose anything or do you gain by it? And that's the same with lead playing. What's my consequence by playing fast? What's my consequence by playing slow during that? Is there a benefit? Everything is about gain. Do I play bluesy? Do I play English? Do I add a Beckish? Everything has a call and response or a consequence. You have to start figuring out, does it add or does it take away or is it neutral? That's the way I look at music. When I write for a big celebrity or artist, am I adding to it or am I taking away? What's the consequence? Is she going to be able to go to a fifth in the scale to hit her note? Or, like, let's say you're writing for Beyonce, who can hit all kinds of notes, or a Mariah Carey. Is she going to be able to hit that note, or do I block her? Am I vocal blocking her? You have to start thinking that way. Yeah, dynamics play a huge part in everything. Yeah, oh yeah, there's no theory in cult of personality. That was just fucking have at it. And and you can do that. Because if you listen to the background chords and the bass line, it's very simple. So like if you record something where you're just going or it's fast. That you can, because now it matches the tempo of the rhythm. So that's what I look at, is rhythms, tempos, who's playing what, what's doing what, do the vocals open up, is there a spot in there? And sometimes it becomes, like after a while, you start to know what the record labels want. And they don't want any flash. So like, for me, a lead on a country album or something might sound like... And that's it. And you're like, that sucks, really. It's so phony, basic, but that's what a lot of the labels want. Because nobody knows how good you are. Nobody gives a shit. They just want to hear the song. And the memorable solos are the ones that stick in your head. Everybody knows that riff. How many people can name that band right there from, what is it? Fucking 6 notes? What's the name of the band? Post it in the comments. Let's see how many people know what that is. You know what I mean? Yeah, no worries. That's what I'm here to do, is to help people, when in their endeavors and their recording process. Now the record labels are really hard, like when I record. The last time I recorded tracks, they said no. And I was like, why? I go, that's what's hitting now. And they go, no, we want it more like this. Okay. But I just wasted 2 or 3 hours. Now I got to go back to the drawing board. Yeah, there you go. See, people know what that is. It's Journey. Exactly. 6 fucking notes and everybody knows the band. You know what I mean? And that's not a vocal or a hook line as far as a vocal line. But everybody knows what the fuck that is, because it. Now, if I go, who's this from? Like let's see, what solo can I play? Nobody would know. Let's see. I know any instrumental soloists? No, but like if I did a run and I said, who did this run? What's that run from? Nobody's gonna know, and I would tell you it's Tony McAlpine. Nines. You see what I mean? So what is more important? Journey with 6 notes or 100 fucking notes? I mean, it's cool to be able to do that, but where you're gonna make your money in this business is that little hook Neil Schon wrote. He's a smart fucking guitar player. It's Eric Clapton. Again, Eric Clapton. Some of the most easiest songs. Or I play that everybody knows what it is. You know what I mean? So what's more important? The hook, the melody, the whole song. Blackie Lawless. I love Wasp. So my buddy Stet Howland played for Priest, and he's on the West Coast over here, but he's named that tune. I can name that tune in 3 notes. We should play that. We should do a new channel. Name that metal tune in 3 notes and win a fucking $5,000. I'd give away $5,000. Layla, yeah, there you go. So I mean that's yeah. Neil Girardo's an incredible player. Jet Boy. Where are you from? Gigi, are you from Australia? I haven't seen Alice in a while either. Where's she at? She's hiding on us. Make rhythm great again. Some of the best rhythms in the world. Again, AC/DC, Van Halen. AC/DC was the king of rhythms for me. And then a lot of bands followed. You know, you had there was just so many great bands in the day that came up with all those hooks. See, that's a lost art today, the hook. Nobody's writing hooks. And that's where you got to get into, the drum thing with this. If you're playing drums like this with this, you got to come up with hooky songs. Let's see. We'll see how loud this is.
My name.
Oh no, I changed it. But if you're playing stuff like something like that, or more bluesy. Those kind of hooky rhythms are going to help the songs. Hey, what's RF? Things like that. And you find out your little hook. Whatever it is, you find your little hook for the song and you come up with it. And it could be even a little lead. Oh, Mark Ferrari, yeah, he's a great guitar player. He writes a lot of movie scores now. Mark Ferrari. Yeah, Halen. See, that's what I don't Yeah, he plays a BC Rich Eagle, yeah. Which is weird to me because he played a lot of strats. Halen had so many cool rhythm parts. Nobody talks about Eddie's rhythm playing. Like Beautiful Girls, I'm the One. Those are really cool rhythms that nobody talks about. Those are great rhythms, man. Even like when you're looking at the hook part, you know. There's your flat five. There's that one. And then where he picks his little lead spot. Oh, my legato. So if you want to practice legato, Amir, you gotta pick one string, the first note, and then the second string. Like if I'm on the 4, pick the first note, and then backwards. And then work on that. And then as you get better with it, you can practice like pentatonic And I always tell people, if you're doing the pentatonic legato, use your other fingers. And try to make it smooth as you're crossing over. You know what I'm saying? And then... and then backwards. And then you put it together. And then with that comes the muting. So I'm muting in and out. My room dimensions in here, 14 by 12. How many guitars are in this room? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 27 guitars. Yeah, it's like a mini legato lesson. And I would, for speed, I would make that like that note. My ankle monitor? I don't have an ankle monitor, bro. Never had one. Sorry, bro. That would be Zach after he gets busted. Yeah, there's a lot of guitars in here, but for the size of the room, there's 2 4x12 cabs. I got an 18 sub, 2 15 subs. I got 6 IQ 15s. I'm only running one in here. I got 2 monitors for screens. It's a fucking mess. Yeah. It's a studio. Oh, you're building a house? Yeah, see, there's... Oh. have no ankle monitors. Now, because I got my wires are hooked up, and I got my, I forgot what kind of pad that is. I got my computer, my iPad's here, but everything's hooked in, so it's hard to move stuff. I mean, I could probably move it on the stand for a little bit, but I can only go so far before it stops. Let's see. That's about it that way. Because then it starts to fall and stuff. But that's all. That's cabs, cables, or some golf clubs, some lighting trusses over there. If you go back in some of the older videos, you can see it in there. Like, I've walked in and out of the room. Because, like, I used to rehearse I got 2 front living rooms, and I used to rehearse in the front living room. And, like, you could see, like, I've done cab throw videos where you could see the difference between a cab with the mic farther away to closer, like cab throws. So, like, a lot of people don't understand, like, cab throw. You know, like, if you have a 4x12 cabinet, it's a 60-foot throw. So, you have to be 60 feet away from a 4x12 before you hear the full sound of a 4x12. 2x12 is half the distance, so it's 30 feet. A 1x12 is 15 feet. So there's a lot of different stuff like that. Oh, Sweet Savage, that was a good band too. So, like, cab throws and mic placement and all that stuff. So, like, if I record and I have to record a rock band, I'll take one of my cabs. I have a bathroom over here that's not being used, and I'll put the cab in there, and I'll run the mic under the doors, and I'll throw the mic in the room, and I'll fucking crank it. The finish on this, I don't know. I don't know, to be honest. Kind of looks like a chlorine burst to me. You know. Guitars per square feet. Looks like fun. Yeah, it can be, but then it becomes, like I said, like, if you watch me doing the recording stuff, there's a lot of issues that go into recording, and sometimes, like, that, like, so, like, if I was doing a track or something and that wasn't, I had the keyboard set up, I would do the bass line on the fucking keyboard, or I would run and go change a battery. So, like, I would be doing that at 2 in the morning. The cab throw is interesting, yes. So, mic placement is everything depending on the cab size. That's 100%. That's why Jimmy Page was so interested in Mr. Fleck. Because Fleck did the James Bond theme, but Fleck was a great engineer. And the way he recorded with the mic placement, that's what Page was interested in. And Page and him got together. And that's why Page started doing the different mic placements with Zeppelin. He would put one right up to the cab. He would put one 15 feet, and then he would do a room mic. Yeah, room mics are important. A lot of people don't emphasize that, but a room mic is hugely important on a recording process. But see, here's the problem. A lot of the recordings sound not so open and, like, big. They sound like digital recordings. It's because everyone's running direct now. That's the truth. Everyone runs direct, so it sounds like it's digital because it is. So all the tracks sound good, but they sound like individual tracks. They don't blend together in a cohesive mix. That's because it's not a live band, and they don't have the room mics. Even a room mic on cymbals is very important, because then it's not so like high piercing. A room mic can balance it out and put some low end in your cymbals. Oh, it's blowing your pant leg. Yeah. Yeah. So live sound's important too. So I was very picky. Like, if I played in a cover band, I would always have them tilt the tops in, so that they cross each other at a certain distance. I would only turn them in a hair, maybe 5, 6 degrees each top. They were never straight. I put two 15s on each side, and I would turn the two tops in like about 6 degrees and 118 in the center. So I had the 15, which was a tight kick, and the 18 which dispersed the low end. There's a lot that goes into sound. But that was the other part of me getting into certain things with sound. But that's why I ended up, with Fractal and Kemper. But I've been using rack effects since the 80s. Whether I use the amp as like a Mesa Boogie or a Marshall, I only used it for the tubes for the power amp side. But then I started to realize when I was touring, the vacuum sealed tubes started to get thin in higher altitudes, and I'm like, what the hell has happened to my sound? It sounds fizzy. And they're like, oh, they're vacuum sealed, so the pressure, it's like breathing. Kind of like an amp breathes. Well, tubes breathe too. And when you go into higher altitudes or something like that, your amp starts to sound like shit. So that's why I ended up using the Moss Valve power amps. I got one from Jerry Cantrell and from, that band, and then I bought another one. They were 500 watts a piece. So I ran in stereo 500 watts a piece. I had 1,000 watts in my rack. You were born at 14 into a GNR cover band? You need a castle. Yeah, I mean, a lot of people don't understand some of that stuff. Now, I know Neil Schon lays his cabinets behind him, behind all that scene. His cabinets are laid down and are pointed straight up at the ceiling, and they hang a mic over his cabs. Interesting, right? He's using Fractal now, but back in the old days, that's what he used to do. He used to lay the cabs down and point the 4x12 straight up into the air because it would give it room to breathe, and he would hang a mic over there. People did some crazy shit back in the day. I watched Joe Walsh take a little combo amp behind the scenes, turn it around. They had the mic on there, and he threw a canvas over the whole amp. And his amps used to heat up and blow. But he liked the idea of the canvas taking everything out, and it was a dead sound, so that when he was going into the board, it was like a huge dead sound. The problem with that was he was heating up the tube amps because they couldn't breathe. Neil Schon, yeah, he's a little strange. Yeah, I had big hair. It was all blonde. So when I auditioned for Ozzy, it was big blonde mane. It was like platinum blonde. Everybody thought I was, I don't know. George Lynch he says I look like Zakk Wylde when I was young. And then, other people said I look like Michael Tramp. They always compared me to people. I never got that. I never understood that. What was my style like in the 80s? It was all big hair. Big giant hair. Tight jeans, no underwear, and big hair. And I had abs, so most of the time I had my shirt off. Now, I just got a big scar. Oh, he did. Chappers actually showed that? That's an old school trick, bro. Yeah. Now my hair's just falling out. It's still long. It's to my waist, but it's falling out. A real what? Mossrite? What's a Mossrite? Is that a guitar or an amp? My hair? I don't think I can stand on the chair high enough. Ding 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 ding. Oh man. Somebody get me a doctor. They got an 80s band playing down the street. Maybe I should go see them. Take your fucking wigs off, bro. Get some real shit. Yeah, I love the 80s too. Even though I don't remember them, I love the I love the 80s. I think I woke up around 97 when I retired. A picture from the 80s? I have them in my videos. I don't think I have them in here. You guys have seen them before, right? Let's see. Do I have any 80s pictures in here? Let's see. Do I have Facebook in here? I don't even think I have Facebook. Let me see. Can I get on there? Let me see if it'll let me. Select all images of cars. Fuck. Let's see. Let's see if I could get into my Facebook with this. Let's see. Remember password. Okay. Oh, I can get in. Let's see. Let's see. I can get in. Let's see. Your photos. It'll take a minute. There's a ton of photos in here. I have short hair, long hair. Let's see. I might have some pictures of celebrities with me too. Let's see. I didn't know that would allow me to do that. I learned something new. Something new. Let's see. You were playing Old Country? You like playing in SG? Yeah, SG's alright. Bruh. Chuck Levine. 2 Mackie power amps. Jesus, there's a lot of pictures. I think I'm close. Might even have some old videos in here, actually. Yeah, there's me and Doug Almeida. They load so slow. It's me and Kiss. I know it's close. I have a huge dog too. Here's my golden doodle mauling me. Let's see. I had finger surgery. That was the part that set it all off. Let's see. Yeah, Marty Friedman. There was a guitar my kid messed up. There's some old Van Halen shots. Oh shit. I don't know if I can show them. Or I get in trouble. We're looking, we're looking. I know I'm in here. Somewhere. Man, thousands and thousands of pictures. I'm close. Man, that may take a while. Christmas. My kid in drums. Oh, there's one. That was me in the 80s. Man, what the fuck happened? Thanks, Gigi. No. Oh, man. What's up, Mr. Night Owl? Yeah, I don't mind SGs. Breaking Barcode's okay. No, I had surgery on the finger, which led to where they found the tumor I had. What do I think is the best looking guitar? The ones that I don't own. We Are the Eggman. I don't know. What did he ask? I missed it. Yeah. Thanks, man. That's what I look like when I audition for Ozzy. That's what Sharon liked. Another pretty boy. The bad dad in Kindergarten Cop. That's funny. So when George saw me, I was 18 there, I think, 18 or 19. That was in Puerto Rico on a world tour, and I would I was only 15, but I looked the same, and I was tall, and I remember George had all his hair cut off. So Robert Sarza was a shoe-in for Ozzy, Rudy's brother. Sharon didn't like his look. George cut all his fucking hair off. He had feathered hair. He's like 10 years older than me. He had feathered hair, little guy. He looked like a fucking kid. And I showed up and I got to jam with Tommy Aldridge and Ozzy with Rudy. And I played all the fucking songs. And then what happened was George was like, why don't you fucking hire that guy? And they go, we would, but there's a problem. He's only 15, 16 years old and his dad won't sign the papers. He goes, he's 15, 16? Are you out of your... He was so mad. It was fucking hilarious. But I ended up becoming friends with George, so it's all good. Oh, yeah, lots of Aquanet. It's probably why I'm bald. So, like, back in the day when we did Aquanet, we used to do this. I'll show you the old trick. My hair's not short up here. So, this is what we would do. When we wanted it sticking out, we would do this with the Aquanet. See how it sticks up, kinda? So if you had layered hair, you could fucking tease it with rubbing it into knots. And then you would pull it up and spray it. The old tricks of the trade. That's why I'm going bald, losing my hair. All the fucking rubbing. I wish my hair would stick up. And then you would spray it with the fucking Aquanet and you'd have hair like this. You couldn't even walk through the door. You hate being bald? I wouldn't mind it. Yeah, Robert and Rudy grew up here in Miami. They're great fucking guys. I love them. They're fucking great fucking people. I talk to Robert still today. I don't talk much to Rudy. I probably hardly ever talk to Rudy, really. I talk to Robert probably. We go through spurts. I might talk to him every day for like a week, and then I don't talk to him for 3 weeks, and then it was like, hey man, you know, kind of like Eric. I don't know. Let's see. Let me see my messages. Eric from Great White just called. Let's see. He sent me a text. It didn't come through here. But I ended up sending him some songs. Because he's managing Gabe from Lynch Mob and Brett Carlisle and Great White. But I just talked to Eric. I gotta get Eric on the channel too. Yeah, it smelled like really bad. Dude, it was so fucking sticky. Like when you would sweat and it would fall down, it was like so sticky. I hated it. It's what you do with your hair. The Aquanet, you tease it out. Nice. Yeah, it's so long. Like I've cut my hair off a couple times. Like it's long now, but it grows like weeds. Even at my age, it grows really fast, man. I've cut it off probably 2 or 3 times, completely off, where it was just spiky, like it was frosted and spiky. And you'd be putting like half a bottle of fucking shampoo, and you get out and throw your hair, and there's nothing to throw, and you're like, fuck, I just wasted a half a bottle of shampoo, and you're trying to throw your hair. You're like, what am I doing? I got no hair. And then you're like toweling it, and you're like, stop already. There's no hair to dry. You got to get used to it. It's funny. But the first time I cut my hair off is I was golfing, and it was like sticking to my face. In Florida, it would get hot like it is now. And I went right from the course to, I said, cut it all. I went to a friend, cut it all off. They're like, what? I said, cut it off. And they're like, bro, are you sure? And I was like, yeah, cut that shit off. Oh, you look like Dave Grohl with long hair and a beard? Yeah, it helps the stage. Like when I'm on stage, I look like that's where I belong. You know what I mean? Long hair on a stage, like that's the other thing I see. Like guys are in the cover bands around here, and they're like fucking flip flops and cargo pants. I'm like, bro, you never know who fucking walks in. And they're like, what do you care? I go, well, and then people will tell them, you know who he is? And they're like, no. And I'm like, well, you just blew it. Velcro on a pillow when you enlisted, really? It's a weird feeling. Yeah, Florida's so fucking hot, man. I used to know a Gigi. She was in the Love Rocks band. That was the name of her band. That ain't you, is it? Because I can't really see your picture. Wigs, my friend. Yeah. I was going to do that. I was going to do a wig. I was like, man, I should just fucking cut my hair off and just do a wig when I play. But like I started to let it grow out with some of the gray in there, and I got shit for it. You know what I mean? Look like a fucking old biker. Fucking dye your hair. Yeah, AI can be your friend. AI can be your friend. It's a lot of fun. If you use it in the right way, it'll only benefit you because you can use AI to learn. So you can use it to prompt you to learn and be better than AI. Like AI isn't gonna play stuff like this. AI is not gonna write stuff like AI can't do that, and it's not gonna sound right. So you can beat AI in your playing. But if you're using AI, you can use it to your advantage as a writer or a producer or to prompt you to get ideas in music. You could say, AI, come up with a song with E, A, and G modern pop. And then it'll give you 5 different versions. And then you go, I see what they're doing. I see the turnaround with the A. I see the turnaround with this. I'll use that, but I'll do my own thing. So, like, you use your own thing to do it. Satriani's bald? Yeah, he's been bald forever. Yeah, AI is only as good as the person using it. It's like a gun. A gun doesn't shoot itself. A gun could be a bad thing or it could be a good thing. It depends on who has the gun in the hand. AI is the same way. AI is only beneficial to the people that use it in the right way, or it can be evil for the people in the wrong hands. Not in a band at all? No, AI can be good. It just depends. AI's been around a long, long time. They've been using it in the movies. I've been using it for 20 years in the industry. They have a program with Atlantic Records called Grayson. So AI is actually how they're going to control publishing. I don't know if you know that, but in the industry, the record companies are see, the record label's melody is 50% of the royalty because of melody. So if you're like, Gianna's of the bluest sky, sweet child of mine, how he sings that and what it is the melody. Axel would get, if he wrote that, he gets 50% of the. So if you get $1 an album, he got 50 cents right off the top. That's how AI can be beneficial for a bass player or a drummer, because you can't copyright drums, you can't copyright a drum sound, you can't copyright a keyboard sound, but you can copyright a melody line. So there's certain things that AI can help you with in other avenues as somebody who's not as skilled. Drums just it's a cool instrument, but you can't copyright a drum beat, you can't copyright a drum sound. It's the melody, the harmony and the melody, the music. So you use it to your advantage on certain things. But like AI is never going to write a cold shower by Kicks. They can't do that. AI is not gifted enough to do that. Even if you prompt it, it can't do that. But you can use it for other things in like you can use it to create a bass sound or a guitar sound. It just depends how you use it. You can use it just to mix your tracks down. So that you're not paying a producer thousands of dollars and it takes 6 months or a year to get your album mixed down. Because like what you're recording at that moment might be right on top of the charts. And because the producer's so busy, it takes them a year to mix your album down, and then the music is changed by the end of the year, and now you're obsolete. So they shelve your record. That's no good. You want to get, as soon as you write based on what you're writing in the moment, you want it to get out as quick as possible. AI backing. Oh, AI is good for. Well, see, that's a good thing. You can use AI backing tracks to jam with. Absolutely. And it's a great thing to practice your skill. And the more you practice your skill, the better you're going to get. Because AI isn't writing it. It's just taking the information from people that already wrote it. So they're doing AI is actually researching the web and researching the songs in the structure that it's already been done. And they're giving you the best possible feedback for the best possible chord changes that you prompted to. That will help you eliminate a lot of learning. And it's going to cut years off of learning. Yeah, pitch shifts. Yeah. Yeah, pitch shift. You can make it sounds, the pitch shift in the Kemper is better than the Digitech. Because I was having a problem with pitch shifting pedals. So when I play my regular tracks, here, I'll load. Oh wait, I can't do that. Stop. Menu. Exit. Let's see. Song. We want to go yes. Load yes. So when I do these, let me see. I don't want to blast you. Where are you? This track here. Listen to the lead sound right here. So what that is, that's my Kemper, and I'm using a pitch delay with a harmony pitch at 27% with no reverb, and it's creating that sound. So I have a pitch delay on there, no reverb, with a pitch harmonizer at 27% to give me that sound. Now, is that going to be hard to pull off live? No, because I did it through the Kemper when I recorded. Yeah, it's just a search engine. AI is just really a search engine. A Nemo 15.6 laptop? Really? I don't know what that is. But like all like this stuff. So I mix that all down. That's all me playing. I use Virtual Drummer on some of the tracks. Some of the tracks I actually played the drums, but it's all electronic. I have an electronic kit, so I could set it up, plug it in, and just fucking play. It's simple fills and stuff. It's nothing hard. But again, a lot of that stuff is old track stuff that I've been playing on here since the beginning. So like if I'm going, I'm not in there. So let's see. I would have to hit record. So that was something that I've been playing for years that I never recorded. And the first one was... I mean, that's all me. But I don't have reverb on there. I'm set up different than I record myself. I'm set up now how I would record an artist. So you hear all the... So if I was... So if I'm recording like that way, I'm set up for that with all the reverb and the chorus on there. Yeah, and it just... Yeah, AI is going to help. Here's what Gigi doesn't understand. AI is going to help the actual musician who plays tribute bands and cover gigs and original music. It's going to make them more valuable because that's going to be wanted live. And you can't recreate AI live unless you're a fucking computer. So AI is going to make the regular musician more valuable for live playing. So you're going to see money start to rise in these tribute acts and cover bands and original bands. It's going to help them. Ego Trip. Yeah, I love electronic drums too. So I don't know if I can tell the story. Well, so like I play with Patrick from Ingve, and Ingve does a lot of fucking program drums, but they're good. He has somebody help him programming drums, and he told Patrick that he would give him credit for playing the drums even though they were programmed. Patrick had a hissy fit and told him to fuck off, that he's not taking credit for programmed drums. If he's not playing the drums, he doesn't want credit. That was part of their fallout because was doing, like now, Ingve does all the instruments himself and then he has people learn the parts. He might have Nick come over, Nick Marino, because they all live here. So Nick might go down to Ingve's house and record the key parts and the vocals. But those guys are making $125 a show. And Ingve's raking in the 15 grand a show. Yeah, I record a dry track, always. Yeah, I do dry and wet tracks. Yeah, absolutely. So like if I took the reverb off, I don't know what it'll sound like through here because I think I got effects on through there as well. Now it sounds more like the recording, right? So when I do the lead, then I go. It has a different sound now. See, now it sounds totally different, right? Now it sounds more like the recording. You see me just turning off the reverb, change my whole fucking sound, the whole dynamic of it. It sounds tighter, not as loose. Sound has a lot to do with what you're trying to get across. You know, and it's a shame a lot of people left, but like they're not going to get to see that. They'll have to rewatch that. But now you can see the. Yeah, you're always going to hear overdrive and delay if I'm playing heavy stuff like that. But now it sounds different without the without reverb, just reverb. Even the lead stuff is going to sound different. It's going to sound tighter. So if I start doing stuff like, let's see, that kind of stuff, I have to be careful where I'm playing it because of the sound of it. Because then you're listening. See, it has a totally different sound. But it sounds different. So you can hear it sounds more like the actual recording than it does me just playing in the studio with some reverb on it. Then you start turning the pitch up a little bit and you get that cool sound. Then you do the wet and dry part. You know what I mean? But there's three guitars on that. The one in the middle is dry. The one on the left, I think, has got reverb, and the one on the right has more delay. I also do it like that too. One has more reverb, one has more delay, and the one in the middle is dry, and then you kind of pan them together. Usually I'll do 10 o'clock and maybe like 2 o'clock, and then the one in the middle. Sometimes I'll go 3 to 9. It just depends on what you're looking to get out of it. You know what I mean? Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. There's a lot that goes into that. Oh, Brian May, absolutely. But you can hear like the difference in tone just taking reverb off of it. You know what I mean? Because a lot of guys will hide behind reverb, but I prefer playing without reverb. So like this would be my live sound right here. No reverb. I don't use reverb. And that's like 11 o'clock on gain. That's not a lot of gain. Yeah, I like reverb just in here. But you should probably practice without reverb, because then you can clean up your sound. And not a lot of gain, just enough to get you through. Yeah, too much reverb can get in the way, definitely. You know, so like I go through periods where I might like less chorus, more chorus. So I might roll the chorus off, you know. So like even like the sound of the lick, sometimes it changes it. So then you start noticing, man, that sounds sloppy. Even on arpeggios. Then you start listening to your string skipping. And then you can go back and you add a little bit in there. Just enough to enhance it. You and they go, I play better. It sounds better. Then you start hearing the pick. And then you start hearing all kinds of crazy stuff in your sound, and you're like, man, I don't know if I like that. But that's going to help your ears to get you your own sound. Yeah, you can see the pick attack really good. You know what I mean? Yeah, yeah, absolutely. You know, same thing. And when you have a little reverb, now the runs sound okay. See, that sounds all right. So then you try the neck pickup. And then you start going through your sound, and you start to listen for the clarity. I play pretty clean, but that's part of what I've done over the years is I've take the reverb off and I add just a little bit to act. You don't want to throw a whole fucking thing of fucking salt on the steak. You want to put a little bit at a time until you go, perfect. Not too much, not too little. So you're gonna want to go through everything on your sound. Like even sometimes I'll go through the sound. Like I just re-EQ'd my sound again, but I go through it constantly to listen for clarity. You know, so like I don't have a lot of gain on there. So sometimes I might go like this. I go, I might like that better on my rhythm. You know, I might, yeah. So it might. See, now that sounds better. It's more clear and more articulate. So I might do a dry track with less gain so I can get that clarity. You know what I mean? Because now that sounds great for rock. And can I still solo? Yeah. Now it sounds cleaner. And I can still do all my tricks. So I mean, you just have to figure that part out. You know what I mean? And it's up to what you like. But you can hear a difference in the clarity as opposed to, you know, rolling gain off, rolling reverb off, the heavy track sound compared to something like that. It still sounds good, but it's a different kind of sound for a different genre. Like, I'm not going to use that for the heavy track, you know, but I would use it for the track that I just did with the jizzy thing. Yeah. Yeah, chorus and reverb are great. Also an EQ in the loop. If you're playing with an amp, got to put a graphic EQ in your loop. It changes your whole dynamic and sound of that head. It opens the head up to a whole new world, you know? Because think about it. When you record your track, what do? They EQ it, and they EQ it after the fact. So if you put it in the loop after the fact, you're just doing what a studio engineer would do to your sound, and that's how you would get that sound live as opposed, you know what I'm saying? So there's a lot of stuff that goes in there. Kids on Oculus. What time is it? 10:17. I'll probably take off soon. Tomorrow's Monday, right? Tristan, you got to turn that down and no yelling. It's late. Kids, no school. What can you do? But yes, I personally I like less gain. Like this tone right here. I this is great tone for me. It's not as heavy. That sounds great to me. So, and I still can get that sound out of it. That's at 9 o'clock. So I would play more legato-y, because legato is more so with this kind of tone, I would play more legato. So my tone would dictate the way I play as well. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Yeah. You got to just kind of get a good sound. Like Jerry, does that sound good to you with the less gain? Sounds all right, right? And I can still play the same. So like I don't hide behind my sound. I'm able to. Now, would I use that in a metal band? No. It's just a great rock tone. You know what I mean? It's just a great rock tone. No, I don't do that. That's old school idea of post EQ and stuff like that. I try to get my sound exactly how I want it. It's easier to take away than to add. Because what they redid, they had to remaster all the Ozzy tracks with Randy. So I don't know if you know, but they took his original track, ran his guitar back through his amp to get more gain out of it. Like for me, like it depends what I'm doing though. So like for me live, I'll probably run it about here. Probably about 1. Still not a lot of gain. But here's the funny part. Now I was playing with less gain. Now listen. It sounds cleaner. See what I mean? Rough Cut. Yeah. Rough Cut's a great band. Amir Durak comes around here a lot. I tried to get Paul Sortino in my band, the Legends band. He still ain't responded. See, that's still not a lot of gain. Glenn Fricker. I don't really like Yeah, that's like good gain for me. Yeah, I don't do the opening of Piece of My Heart. I don't remember it. Down 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 bam bam. I like Black Widow by Rough Cut. She's a Black Widow. That scream. What's the scream he does? It's like a minute long. It's in one of those songs. Is it Taker? It might be Taker. I don't remember it. Yeah, see, like, that's a good tone for me. All right, everybody, I think I'm going to take out. I know that it's going back up. Now we're back at the 36, 38. Tomorrow's Monday, right? Is it Monday? What is today? I don't even know what day it is. What day is this? Is it Monday? No, today's fucking Sunday. Yeah, Rough Cut should. Yeah, Paul Short. I got to do shows with Paul Shortino when he was playing with Quiet Riot. Paul's a great singer. That was like Rough Cut 3. Paul got a little weird, you know. He never answered me, but a great band. Amir Durak was a great guitar player. You know, what's his name? Thor, the bass player, was good. That was a great band. They should have went a lot farther. You're gonna keep on the shill mafia? Yeah, those shills gotta fucking stop. The shillers. It'll be Monday tomorrow. Alright, so Sunday. I didn't miss anything yet. So I'll be back Tuesday at 8. We'll see what more gossip is going around. All the shills. I'm gonna make a prediction right now. Jonathan Nathan Corder will be not next. It'll be Tim Pierce on the Retchel AI video, and then Jonathan Nathan Corder. All right, everybody, let me take off. Get some sleep. What do I got to do tomorrow? Tomorrow's Monday? I don't think I'm doing nothing. Let me think of my work week. No, nothing. Anyway, I don't have nothing to do this week. You should call Rudy Giuliani. When do you think they're going to start naming me in the videos? I don't know. It's going to come to a boiling point. They're going to have to start saying. I think they're going to try to get themselves out of it. You know what I mean? They're too narcissistic. They're too egotistical. The problem with those guys is they think they're superstars. You know, like Rhett Shull closing Norm's guitars down. Like I was watching the Jackass guys in the bus, and they were talking about good people and bad people. You know, and like they were saying, these fly-by-night celebrity superstars, like the Situation, they fade away. It's like there's a lot of guitar players over the last, like, 20 years ago when I first started YouTube, people were talking about and they were jamming with Paul Gilbert. They never went anywhere. The Asado Mateo is going to go nowhere. The Mancuso kid is going to go nowhere. You know why? They don't know how to write a fucking song. And then you got great guitar players. You got the Rick Grands and the Tom Quayles, and you got to write a song. Rudy Giuliani will take them out. The Chilettes. Ooh, Chilette. Get sleep jitters. Yeah, I gotta make my kids start going to sleep earlier. Summer's coming. I'm gonna make a trip in August. I'm gonna go up into the Carolinas. I'm gonna go see Doc from Sabotage, and then my buddy Vinny and Pawn Shop Mike. I might stop by and see Joe Wentz. They're trying to backpedal already. Yeah, I believe it. Because, you know, they see that they can't win. The truth is, you can't beat the truth. You're not going to win against the truth. When everything is... Here's the problems. Everything is on fucking the internet. Everything is documented. You're not... Unless it was 50 years ago or 40 years ago before the internet and it didn't get logged in. But everything that you've claimed you've done in the last 10 years, like a Rick Beato or whatever, it's all documented. The internet's been around. You're not going to beat the truth. It's fucking right there. You know, why did Brad Stewart and Jason Todd leave Shinedown? Because Brent Smith was a fuck up. I'll say it. He was too high on the two records and they couldn't fucking deal with him. Simple. It's that easy. All right, everybody. Peace out. It's always a pleasure to talk to you guys. Peace. Stay safe. Don't drink and drive. When you can smoke and fly. No, I'm just kidding. You gotta love the humor too, right? Got my trusty hair tie right here. So everybody, I'll see you guys Wednesday at 8 p.m. I'll do another post. Where's Sasquatch, Jerry? He didn't come on. Yeah, gear reviewers that think they're famous, and then they got fucking attitudes at NAMM. If you ever fucking were a social media guy and you acted like that in front of me, I don't know what I would do. I would blow a gasket. I would blow a gasket. You know, and there's some great guys out there like Jared Dine Nichols. He's a super nice guy. I just don't think he's at the right time. But that's a whole nother story. Here comes the sun. Do, do, do. All right, everybody. You have a good night. Peace out. Peace.